So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Mick, how are you?
I'm not very bad. Yourself?
Yeah, looking forward to Christmas.
Well, ish.
What do you mean, ish?
Because, like, I've got her a couple of bits and bats like you do, yeah?
Oh, aye.
And I thought to myself, she knows what she's getting. So I said, do me a favour, send me a few bits and bats. I said, and I'll pick some and I'll get that for you.
All right.
Do you know what the daft mare sent me?
Go on.
She wants to adopt, well, not adopt, basically own a pygmy donkey.
Little donkey had a heavy day. Little donkey carried Mary safely on her way.
What?
Yeah, so like a miniature donkey. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, is it to do with a nativity scene or something like that? Baby Jesus and all
No,
that?
she just wants a miniature donkey. She said, well, we can chop a hole in the hedge at the bottom of the garden, yeah, and rent some of the field off the farmer. I went, it's winter, you dick. I said, it's going to need shelter. She went, well, it can go in the cow shed. Now, for a little bit of context, my cow shed's got a built-in barbecue in it, sofas, yeah, a whiskey barrel in the corner, full of whiskey, of course, and a 55-inch TV.
Well, it's a nice donkey.
Why do you want
donkey?
Exactly.
Oh, dear me. That's brilliant, that. So when she
says to me, so she says to me, well, yeah, but it'll be really nice. I went, no, it won't. It'll shit everywhere. I'll have to clean it up. Yeah. I said, and then you're going to have stupid amounts of bloody vet bills and all the rest of it. And she went, I know, but it would be nice, wouldn't it?
Little donkey had a heavy day. Little donkey carried Mary safely on her way.
I just sat there and I thought, you know what? Just bang your head against the brick wall, kid, because that's about as much sense as you're getting out of her at the minute.
Oh, dear me. Oh, well.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well. One thing for Christmas. Oh.
Well, so, what's new with you, Dave?
I nearly had an heart attack yesterday, Mick. Bloody hell, nearly had a heart
You don't want to
attack.
be doing shit like that.
Honestly, yeah. Well, you know, I've said about me doghouse. I love my doghouse. A bit like your cow shed. You know what I mean? I'm in the East today. I'm watching football. City were playing. And what I'm watching City. And
I thought you said you were watching football.
Fucking Arsenal fan. Anyway, I'm sat there.
What can I say?
Sprawled out on settee and dogs at my feet, and we're having a nice time and being around. All of a sudden, a doorbell rings. right fucking loud. I haven't got a doorbell in the bloody place. That's the thing. And I jumps up, all shocked, all of a sudden. What the bloody hell? I'm shaking. I went in the house and I saw a big grin on my wife's face. I said, what? I put a wireless doorbell in your man cave. You know what? Well, pointless trying to ring you because you never answer. Because I bloody blocked you. That's the reason why. You know what I mean? And she
Exactly. Yeah.
put a bloody wireless doorbell in bloody man cave. You know, in speaker back at settee and buttons for pressing under a cup in kitchen. So I didn't know what it were. Anyway,
There's no
later,
need for
calm down. And I said, right, all right, love, Christmas, what do you want? What do you want for Christmas? Like you said to your wife, what do you want? Well, with a wedding coming up next year, you have a few fancy do's coming up. I could really do with a new outfit and a nice hat. I hope she likes the chef's outfit I bought her. Got a lovely hat. What are we doing tonight?
Tonight, Dave, we've got a guest speaker. We know him as Dale, but we're going to let him introduce himself because, if we're brutally honest, we can't pronounce his last name.
Sounds about right with me and you.
So I'm Dan Machiavelli and I'm from Dudley College
Okay, Dale.
and I predominantly teach plastering apprentices for the college.
Okay.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit more
Yes.
about that?
So predominantly my role at the moment is I look after 40 plastering apprentices, and as part of my job is the lecturer for them. So I teach classroom and I teach workshop, and then as part of my role I go out to see them in the workplace. But typically every 8 to 12 weeks I visit them on site or throughout the country. Well, predominantly throughout the Midlands really, whether that be new builds, renovation works, domestic stuff, wherever the lads are working, basically. And then I'll go out and carry out a progress review with them, take photographic evidence, and basically find out the skill gaps. So anything that they're not covering at work, I take back to the workshop and I work on those skills with them to ensure that they're ready for what's coming when they finish their apprenticeship. That's predominant, which I'm sure we're going to go into that in a little bit more detail as we press on.
Yeah, so basically, what you're talking about
Unfortunately,
Yeah, no,
yes.
Yeah, that's
is like MVQ.
so they again.
Is it still called the MVQ, Dale? Can you
Qualifications that we're all familiar with in the plastering industry is which was called an MVQ, wasn't it?
That's right.
And then a qualification that I did when I was an apprentice, I did an MVQ, and then alongside my MVQ, I did what was called an ICA, which was the Intermediate Construction Award. Dave and Mick, you'll probably be very familiar with that qualification from over your teaching career.
Yeah, we taught that one. And the ACA,
Unfortunately, yes. It then just basically didn't get called the ISA. It became technical
That's
certificate.
right,
didn't
yeah.
it?
So then,
Yeah.
obviously, MVQs, what was decided that it would be squashed in the end, basically. And they were basically said, what we're going to do with these apprentices now, what qualification they're going to do. So they introduced a qualification called the plastering standards. And the plastering standards was there to replace the MVQ, basically. Because what people were saying within the plastering industry is lads were getting through this MVQ qualification and they had this shiny paperwork, I've got my MVQ, I've got my blue CSCS card, and they were turning up to building sites and they never quite had the skills to cover what the industry was asking for. So they were turning up and you had lads, for example, who couldn't fit a bead properly.
Yeah.
They couldn't range a bead through, they couldn't level a bead correctly, and they'd done a 2-year apprenticeship. So they were like, well, we can't keep having this, something needs to be done. So what they decided to do is bring out these plastering standards, and basically now the students on 16, 17, whoever old the student is, and you sign them onto this plastering standard, and then the employer is responsible for 80% of the training for this qualification, and then the other 20% falls into the college side. Being me doing what I do, sort of thing. So then once the train, so that I am no longer the assessor now. So I don't assess the lads' skills, the competence, the knowledge. I don't assess any of that anymore. My job as the lecturer is solely to just train these young lads. So give them the knowledge, give them the skills, and give them behaviours. So the standard is broken down into 3 elements. So you've got, they're called KSBs basically. So knowledge, skills, and behaviours. Now, myself, the employer, and the learner got a responsibility to develop, learn, and carry those skills out on the day-to-day basis on the building site, basically. Then at the end, through the duration of their apprenticeship, whilst they're at work, they have to build a portfolio of evidence. So they have to cover so many knowledge, skills, and behaviours within this portfolio. And what Sitting Gills have said, basically, is you have to get 13 pieces of your best evidence. So what that looks like is it can be 6 or 7 job write-ups. So, for example, I attended 37 Bramwell Lane and I had to pack off, reboard the walls, fit beads, and apply finishing plaster to a living room, for example. Or it could be I turned up at 47 Smethwick Street and I had to hack all the render off on the outside. I had to do a traditional finish where I had to mix up sand cement, apply a scratch coat, fit my beads, and then come back X amount of weeks later and top it off, rub it up to a nice smooth finish, basically. Okay. And what the learner must do during that journey is he must take photographs of that particular journey. So day 1, take a photograph of you hacking it off. Day 2, mixing the materials, applying the scratch coat, fitting the beads, and then day 3, protecting all the area and stuff, and all that basically. So basically, whoever looks at the portfolio may be a plasterer, for example, but in that portfolio, they're telling a story basically through photographic evidence.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, you can see every step.
Exactly.
Of the job.
And the learner, what's really, the learner's got to be in the photograph. So you're not allowed to take a picture of a random wall. The learner must be in the photograph with the correct PPE on, actually physically carrying out the task. And with the photographs, and we're telling that story, you can see that the learner has
basically done it.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, what's really interesting... Go on, Mick. Sorry, what was you going to say? Sorry.
I was going to say, is this the new standard now classed as what they're calling the T level?
Not quite, no. So the T level is the T level, and the standard is the standard. So the standard is predominantly just for apprentices. The T level is for a full-time student who should have hopefully some form of work exposure. I think it's 300. The numbers off the top of my head, without looking, I couldn't. I think it's 350 some hours they have to get work exposure to go out in the building site, have a feel if they like it, build a little portfolio if you like, and then go back to college and then carry that. But at the moment, I'm plastering side. We're not running a T level at the moment, but it's something that we're looking at doing possibly for next year. So it's a bit of a grey area for myself at the moment. I don't know too much about it. And
no, that's a fair call, because they were bringing them in as I left the teaching side. And the issue I could see before it actually became live was the fact that you've got this cohort of learners that need on-site experience.
Correct, yeah.
Where are they going to get it?
Yes, see, this is the other problem.
And that's the issue.
This is what the vast majority of colleges really are not touching the T levels at the moment, really, for construction, because it's trying to find that work experience. Yeah. Because some of the learners, if we're being brutally honest, some of the learners they're signing up to a qualification that they may not want to do. They're being sort of forced into college, and they end up taking a qualification on. And then the problem is, being a time-served tradesman, you're being asked to take this young lad on, and he turns up and he's showing a lack of enthusiasm. He's not turning up on time. The thing is with the building industry, which we're all very familiar with, we've worked in it a long time. It doesn't suffer fools very easily.
No, definitely doesn't.
If the learner, that particular learner, is not quite up to scratch, they're very likely to just be told, pick your bag up there and don't bother coming back tomorrow.
That's the polite version.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that would be, don't bother coming back tomorrow. because I ain't got the time. Develop, you don't.
Exactly.
And the building industry has always
Yeah.
been like that. And I don't ever see
It will never
it ever
change.
changing.
It won't.
It won't change because it's cold, it's dirty, it's physical labour. It's not for everybody.
No, it's
The
not.
building industry is not for everybody.
You've got to have a particular mindset and a drive to want to do it.
Yeah.
And
See,
the issues I used to find were exactly the same things you've just said. The learners never turn up on time. Now, if I'm a customer and I've booked somebody in to turn up for 8 o'clock and they roll up at 8:30, my first thoughts are, what am I going to get? Because if you can't get there on time, the expectation is you're going to get somebody that's either shoddy or not up to standard.
That's right.
So I always pride myself on the fact that if I say I'm going to be there at 8 o'clock, I'm usually there at 1:45.
Yeah.
And I'll be sat in the van,
absolutely.
having a brew, going through emails, checking everything's right that needs to be right before I even go and knock on the door.
Simple things, though, isn't it, Mick and Dave? It's getting there on time, ensuring, right, okay, well, you know, I've got to spare for you 5 minutes. Right, I'm here for 2 days. What about my materials for next week? You know, what's that looking like? You know, and that, it might only be 15, 20 minutes, but that 15, 20 minutes gives you the opportunity to plan for the next job or or even sometimes for the job after that. Do you know what I mean? And you sort of get yourself in a position where the thing is with the trade and what we do is you are your own boss and you have that responsibility when you're a skilled tradesman you must be organised, you must be prepared, you must be organised, because otherwise everything just goes out the window. And with the kind of people that we are, I don't know about for myself personally, if I don't turn up and it hasn't got the stuff that I want, I'm likely to walk out, jump in the van and just ride off.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Because I just think, well, if you can't pay for me, then see you later.
Yeah, if I hadn't
I'll just
started,
drive off.
You know
if I
what we
hadn't
call
started before 8:30, I'm going home.
What we call that?
Exactly.
Have you heard of the 6 P's? Perfect preparation prevents.
I thought it was 7.
Is it 7? Perfect preparation prevents
It's 7.
piss poor performance,
Piss
and it
poor
applies to everything
Exactly.
we do. If you can prepare things
Exactly.
properly, you know, so perfect preparation
Exactly.
prevents you cocking up piss poor performance, and that's what it's all about. And if you can come over as a professional person, communications is such a big thing, and a good to teach a young apprentice. You're going to go into a person's house; they don't know you. You know, most time it's just the lady house there, and also you've 2 people turning up. She doesn't know you, and you've got to make her feel at ease. So what you do, you know, the first thing, you're good communication. Right, we'll be here for such and such a time. We intend to have A, B, and C done today, providing everything goes all right. End of the day, maybe through the day, we're doing really well. We've got A done. We're on to C now. And that type of communication breaks down the barrier, makes her feel very more comfortable with you. You get the cup of tea, you get the biscuits, and you get the good response.
That's it.
If you don't do that, guess what
That's
happens?
it.
Morning after, you turn up at that job and there's a strange car on drive. It's the mister of the house, the husband, and he's not very happy. Night before, his wife's giving him earring.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
He's done this, blah, 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 that. And he's pissed off because he's late for work. And he's late for work. He's going to get in here from his boss, and you're going to get it, mate. And if you're lucky, you keep your job. If not, it's bye-bye. I'll get somebody to make Billy Cowboy. And this is it, and it's about perfect.
That is half the battle.
That's half the battle.
See, I suppose, sort of answering your question and going back to what we said about these T levels, Dave and Mick, was the reality is these work placements. You know, the qualification. When you look at the ins and outs of it, it is on paper a fabulous training qualification.
On paper,
it's on paper.
Yeah.
But these work experience opportunities are few and far between. And if you haven't got the right learners being signed up to that qualification, you're almost you're failing before you've even started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the reality. And that's why colleges are not really touching it, really. Because obviously me doing the role that I do, going out and seeing my lads, and and I don't just talk to the lads. I also have the opportunity to speak to the employers,
Exactly.
their work mentors, and we have numerous conversations around qualifications. Particular sets of learners. I've been personally, in terms of my role, and not through wanting to make myself look good or whatever, because that's not me. It's not about me. It's about my learners and what they get from me, and how I help them develop themselves, not only as tradesmen but also as people. And we've been very successful in my role in sort of having repeat employers coming back to us saying, he was a really good lad. He was Dale. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have you got any more like it? And the answer to that question is yes, we have.
I've now got this headache where I have a certain college that their learners are constantly on my case. But will I take them on? So I basically have 3 questions.
Yeah.
What can you do? Do you smoke?
That's
And no, there's a reason behind that.
yeah,
No, and there is a reason behind it.
definitely.
And the third
I get
one
it.
is, if I was to ring your tutor, what would he say about you? And I ask him to text me that through. The ones that are serious will do it. The ones that are messers won't.
Yeah,
So they're my first 3 questions. The second question regarding the smoking thing is basically, in this day and age, there are more kids that smoke weed than don't.
really.
Whereas when me and Dave were first teaching at Burnley, it was the odd one that had smoked weed,
Yeah.
and the rest didn't.
Mm.
Now, I've had to fire a lad off for smoking weed on a job. No, it just can't be done.
You can't have
No.
it, can you? You can't have it
No.
around customers'
And
houses. You
The
just
stupid
can't.
thing is, they seem to think it's acceptable and normal for this to happen. And
Yeah.
it's trying to change that mindset because they think it's right.
Yeah,
And that's the annoying bit. And then looking at it from my side again, okay, you take a kid on from the college. If you're lucky, you get a good one. If you're unlucky, you get a bad one. Now that bad one is the one that's going to spoil it for everybody else.
yeah,
Yeah, because the employer then gets, well, do you know what? Why am I bothering here? Because everyone you've sent me so far is not. It's not what I require. So why am I going to waste
Exactly.
my time? Why is the employer going to waste their time and be giving this person the opportunity to be, let's break this down, really. Let's break it down. Ultimately, we're trying to teach somebody a trade to put dinner on the table and to come home and put the eating on for the night time. That's the short and curlers of it, isn't it, really? We're trying to give them an opportunity. They might have done terrible at school. School might not have been for them. So we're trying to give them something that's going to stand them in good stead for their future.
yeah.
And that is the bottom line. Put dinner on the table and put the eating on. And that is the short and curlers of it for me.
Yeah.
Well said, Dale.
And I say that to my lads all the time.
It's well said, that, Dale.
It's the best way.
Yeah.
The annoying thing is, I used to stand there and I used to say to him, I said, like 16, 17, I'd say, you won't listen to me now, but by the time you hit 21, you're going to turn around and go, you know what, that old git was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only from the training that I received from, the fellow who taught me in the time he put into me.
Yeah.
And I used to go, to be honest with you, I used to ignore a lot of the things you used to say to me. But now I'm a grown man and I've got my own sort of responsibilities in life. I look back at some of those conversations. I mean, I'm 37 here. I look back at some of
You're still a baby kid.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I look back at some of those conversations and often I laugh to myself. Yeah, I laugh. And I think, do you know what? He's bang on.
Right.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah,
He's
right. Yeah, right.
It's down to silly things. Because even still, like, if I go around somebody's house now to carry out a quotation, I'll take my shoes off if I go to their house.
Correct.
And then like when I leave, I always say, well, thank you for having me. Thank you for the cup of, and I look forward to hearing it.
That's correct. It's right.
And I've taken that from I've
Yeah.
taken that from a man who's trained me and how it's come into my life,
Yes.
and the way I carry out my work when
Exactly.
I do my plastering jobs.
You're passing it down, Dale. You're passing it to the next generation of young lads coming through. And it's, you're an asset to the trade to know the trade's in good hands with people like you passing great knowledge and skills on. You know what I mean? Because, well, my day's done. Mick's gone back on tools. But you need people like yourself who's still passionate, got the old-fashioned values. Before you go,
Sure.
I just want you to do one final thing. Christmas is coming up.
Yeah.
I want you to recommend us a nice Christmas song. Which one will you recommend?
Got a fabulous one for you. Driving Home for Christmas by Chris Ray.
I'm driving home for Christmas. Oh, I can't wait to see those faces. I'm driving home for Christmas, yeah. Well, I'm moving down that line, and it's been so long, but I will be there. I sing this song to pass the time away, driving in my car, driving home for Christmas. It's gonna take some time, but I'll get there. Top to toe in tailbacks. Oh, I got red lights all around, but soon there'll be a freeway, yeah. Get my feet on holy ground. So I'll sing for you, though you can't hear me when I get through, and feel you near me. I'm driving home for Christmas. Driving home for Christmas with 1,000 memories. I take a look at the driver next to me. He's just the same, just the same. Top to toe in tailbacks. Oh, I got red lights all around. I'm driving home for Christmas, yeah. Get my feet on holy ground. So I sing for you, though you can't hear me when I get through. Go and feel you near me, driving in my car, driving home for Christmas. Driving home for Christmas with 1,000 memories. I take a look at the driver next to me. He's just the same. He's driving home, driving home, driving.
It's the time that every Santa has a ball. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life. Life's a piece of shit when you look at it. Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true. You'll see it's all a show, keep 'em laughing as you go. Just remember that the last laugh is on you. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the right side of life. Come on, Brian, cheer up. Always look on the right side of life. Always look on the right side of life. Worst things happen at sea, you know. Always look on the right side. I mean, what you got to lose? You know, you come from nothing, you're going back to nothing. What you lost? Nothing. Look on the right side of life. Nothing will come from nothing, you know.